Hello! While my previous video was about products that I purchased and decluttered, in this video we'll talk about products that I mentioned to be candidates to be the best of the best products in 2022 that I purchased and kept in my collection because they were so good. Stick till the end of the video because there will be a bonus section for you. Amazing things that I hold from overseas. So let's proceed chronologically by revisiting all the videos that I did about the best of the best products in 2022, and let's see what I kept in my collection. In the first video, there's nothing to say because I either skipped or decluttered everything. However, let me spend a few words about my alternative to the Westman Atelier Vital Pressed powders that I decluttered. You can check my previous video about the reasons why I decluttered those, but I decided to replace them with brand new Pat McGrath Blurring Under Eye powders. This is the yellow one, but I purchased 2 yellows and 1 white powder. In a nutshell, I think the Pat McGrath ones are superior because they are kind of a compromise between being a compact powder with advantages of a loose powder because they are not so hardly pressed in the pan, and that prevents them from getting hard pan. My goal for this year is to get rid of all my loose powders and only use compact powders, especially because these compact powders by Pat McGrath, these ones, the Blurring Under Eye powders, have 2 advantages. First of all, they are not scented. Second of all, they are talc free. Talc is the main ingredient of many loose powders. So that's why I want to remove all my loose powders in my collection, and with a few exceptions, maybe I can keep the ones that are talc free. And because unavoidably, when you use the loose powders, there's dispersion on the air. You breathe those particles, those talc particles, because talc is the main ingredient usually of those loose powders. So while I can accept talc in compact powders that are less messy and there's less probability to inhale them, I cannot accept anymore the presence of talc on loose powders. So I'm switching my habits and I will declutter all my loose powders in my collection, and because I noticed that they have talc. And I purchased this one that is a travel size of Hourglass veil loose powder, and this is talc free. So either these two, so I will start with this. That's why I won't open this one yet. So I will see how it goes with this one. If I like it, I will maybe invest in a bigger size or maybe do a comparison between loose and compact, because ultimately the compact powders are less messy, so they are my preference. And what I noticed is that since Pat McGrath lately is doing such good sales, it becomes more convenient to wait for a sale and purchase the Pat McGrath blurring powder rather than going for Westman Atelier that is also talc free and fragrance free. I want to point at that, but it was too expensive and it had all the cons that I listed in my previous video, so I much prefer this alternative. So that's all for video number 1. Let's go to video number 2. Okay, for video number 2, there's nothing to say because I decluttered or skipped everything. Honestly, I still have the Isameya palette, but I'm trying to resell it. Video number 3 was about the best of the best from fall 2022, and I kept 2 products. One is the Suqqu collection, fall collection. This was a nightmare to get in Europe because Cult Beauty got this collection with 2 months of delay. Such a nightmare for me to pick it up, but eventually I did, and it's a nice palette. A bit too warm, but this green is gorgeous. It's a perfect sage green that is very sophisticated. Let me try to swatch, although you know that I don't like to swatch Suqqu, but I'll do an exception. It doesn't look anything special, but I swatched over a primer in my previous videos, so it's a great quad as usual, amazing quality by Suqqu. And then the other product that I kept was the Chanel Tweed palette, And this I never shown on this channel is the Tweed Cuivré and number 1. I purchased number 4 first, the brunette rose, for a special occasion, and then I realized it was too similar to the Mediterranean quad. There's a video about that where I do a comparison. I concluded the video saying that they were redundant, and I was keen to keep the Tweed quad because that Tweed quad had more variety. It had a dark shade that I could use. It was more my style of makeup. However, the Mediterranean quad was just superior because I truly love a couple of colors there. So I ended up decluttering the Tweed quad, the brunette rose, and then I purchased this one that is the Cuivré. And why? Because I swatched it also when I swatched the brunette rose, and this was another one that it seems warm. Maybe this natural light is afternoon now, and it's making, yeah, it appears, I'm seeing that it appears warmer than it is in real life, but instead is more neutral, that red. This gives a very sophisticated look. There are similar quads from Guerlain that have been released this year, so this is not a must-have probably, because these are colors that can be duped. But let me swatch my 2 favorites, that are these 2. This is, you see how more multidimensional it is. It has this pink sheen over a dark color, and this is a gold that, yeah, it has some grunginess that doesn't show here, but on the eyes it looks amazing. I usually use the combination of the 2. I only use these 2 colors, and as you can see, I think I never touched this, and this I used once, but these 2 are one of my favorite eyeshadows of the moment. So this is a great quad. Very happy with my purchase. Is overpriced though, because they let you pay for the dusty bag with the tweed fabrics. Is not a necessity, but I'm really enjoying it. And that's it for video number 3. Next is video number 4, and that may be the most successful one, in the sense that most of the products I talked about, I ended up keeping them in my collection. One was the Anastasia Beverly Hills Rose Metals palette. As I said before purchasing it, I was mainly interested in this color. This is still my favorite of the palette. I always use also this one, so I tend to use only these 2. I was intrigued by this one and this, but they, over time, they become too warm toned on me. So it's really because of these 2 shades, and they are great. They are more glittery compared to the smoothness of Chanel. This is a Baked Gelée formula. This is the Shimmer Anastasia formula that is very rich, but with the proper primer, they are great effect on the eyes. I can also make them more subtle for everyday looks. So this is it. I'm very happy to have purchased it. Then the Suqqu quad. My gosh, what was this? Was it the holiday collection? Yeah, I think it was a holiday collection, although it doesn't scream holiday to me. It seems more spring summer, but anyway, I enjoyed this, although I liked the previous one better. I like the fall one better, just because this green is more how can I say, is less vibrant, is more muted. So this is the green from the fall quad. You see, it's more a sage green. I don't know, it gives me that Rococo period, while this one is more fresh golden, and yeah, it is nice, but this one, this green is superior in my opinion, and I purchased these for the green. Well, this has also an amazing brown. As you can see, the combo of this is what I actually use, and as usual, I not touch peaches and the pinks. because it's unfortunately a burden that you have to accept with Suqqu. They are very keen on warm tones, but I don't use this. I like this duo here and this green. So I'm happy with the purchase. Suqqu has a consistent quality. Let me swatch this. So this is the fall and this is the holiday. These are limited edition quads. Let me show you. This is 117 and this one is 121. So these are cheaper because I love Suqqu, you know. And then Hourglass. In the beginning I wanted to buy these two, so the butterfly and the tiger palette, but then I said, okay, let me purchase all of them. My most used is the butterfly because it's more suitable for my skin type, and also because I mainly purchased this palette for finishing powders. I can customize the color when I'm more tanned. Right now I mainly use these two, so it's perfect for that. And also this highlighter is very nice. It's glowy. It gives a beautiful effect, glowy effect, very natural and smooth on the skin, so very nice. And out of these two, yeah, these are repeats. We didn't need both of them. Yeah, I may try to declutter one of these. I'll see. Honestly right now it's too early. I'm afraid to damage yeah, the pans, but maybe in the future. The tiger palette is not my preference right now, and I honestly like only the top three. But it may be more useful that I think in summer. The elephant one, I don't like the elephant, but anyway, this, I don't know, this trio is my favorite. This may be too dark, but maybe it's nice for summertime. But it's too dark and warm. This I don't like. This is too warm for me as a bronzer, so I only like these three. So I may, I don't know, depot and combine these two because I like 3 shades from here and 3 shades from here, but I will see. And the last video, number 5, is about Victoria Beckham. I love this brand. I just recorded a video dedicated to the brand only. I ended up purchasing the velvet shade that is the last shade they have released, and it's a beautiful green, golden green shade. Let me place it next to the Anastasia one, so I think it's meaningful, because here you see this is the from the shade Nova from the ABH Rose Metals palette, and it's this shade. This is the Victoria Beckham one, and this is the Chanel one. So you can see that on my skin I can definitely see the green shimmer here. So this is more greenish bronze, the Nova from ABH, but the Victoria Beckham I like because it's a bit lighter and more green. So I love it. I totally love it. Is my favorite lid luster, even superior to Mink in my opinion. Mink is a close second, but in my opinion this one is a masterpiece and a must-have. You see how much sparkling is. I mean, they charge a lot for this. Better to be, right? Sparkly. It really stands out, but also this one from Anastasia, right? Anyway, a great choice. And now a bonus that is actually a mini haul, some products that I purchased. So I purchased this, and I won't talk about this one because it's already sold out. This is an highlighter from Clé de Peau, and this was a limited edition that was exclusive to the Clé de Peau website. I purchased because of Lexi Young, and she convinced me, saying that it was quite unique, and I agree. It's a nice shade that is light enough and with a hint of peach, and I'm all about peach highlighters that do not look too dark on me. So this is a great choice and I'm very pleased with it, and is 104 Radiant Superstar. Amazing packaging for the holidays. And I added, okay, this seems gross, but it's just because it's the white. These are Salt New York balms. So these are the balms, the kind of foundation balms. This is the taupe for contour. These are blush shades. This is one of the newest. And these are two adjuster, a white one and a yellow one. And this is the famous blush in cocoa. As you can see, I know already the products, so I will talk about Salt New York, and they fit into these Revolution Pro palettes, because I don't like the Salt New York palette with zip. I much prefer the cardboard ones. Then I did it and I purchased the Aurora Struck. So I, in a previous video, said, no, I won't purchase it. The point is that I was keen to buy a duo from Clé de Peau that was much more expensive than the entire palette, and add a combination of colors like this one, this plus this, kind of a duo like this. So I said, okay, then I better to purchase the Colourpop, so I have more choice. There are drawbacks, like I said. I mean, I didn't need to buy it to understand that it has some faults that are the same that I mentioned in my dedicated video about this. For me, is a nice way to try these colors and see if I want to spend more on more refined textures, instead of directly buying a Clé de Peau thing that is very expensive. So for me, that was the reason why I purchased this palette. I will talk about it in a different way, in a new way. I wanted this palette, Blend Bunny Cosmetics, and this is, for me, is the best neutral palette in the planet. I like the variety, so this will be discussed in the future. And I purchased also the Dollhouse, because I'm a neutral girl. I mean, I wanted the Surge too, but I don't think I would have used it, so I went for the neutral ones. I used the green mattes, and I think I also tried this one. Guys, I'm impressed. They are long lasting. I used without primer. They are long lasting, very smooth, blendable. They remind me of a little bit of Give Me Glow. But Give Me Glow is made in US, but they have that, you know, smoothing quality. So far, so good. I will tell you in the future about these ones. Let me know what you think about these products, if you have some of these products in your collection, if you have decluttered some of these from your collection. I would like to know why. And see you in my next video. Bye bye.